Let's talk about something that I'm sure that everyone is sick of talking about at this point. Let's talk about the Steam Workshop. And who better to have this conversation with than some random guy you've never heard of who bothered you on your YouTube homepage. Like and subscribe. Let's do a little role play, everybody. Is everyone okay with that? Yeah? Okay, good. Let's say we all get to go to an art museum, and the art museum has a bunch of paintings that have not been put up yet, but they let you, the paying customer, choose which painting you want to go up. Are you going to pick something that looks good? Yeah, of course. Are you going to say no about something that looks bad? Yeah, of course. Or are you going to see something that's not even in the museum yet, not even on the wall, and you're going to see it and you think it sucks so bad that you're going to go out of your way to not only tear the painting apart, but you're also going to go to the creator of said painting, beat him to a pulp, and tell him you should never create anything again? Does that sound like completely insane behavior to you? Well, if you answered yes, then you're normal and you have a functioning brain. And if you said, yes, that sounds like normal and sane behavior, then what the hell what's wrong with you? Let's get real here for a second. The Steam Workshop is what's keeping Team Fortress 2 alive and kicking, because God knows Valve isn't doing anything about it. The game has not been playable for a very long time. Yes, you can find your community servers, that's fine, I don't care, but the real core of game, casual, the way the game is meant to be played, queuing up for casual mode, pretty much broken. I find that even during peak hours, the game is so riddled with bots that it makes me not want to play. So, I can barely look forward to the content updates that do come out. And what content is in those updates? Workshop-related items. And you guys gotta calm the hell down when it comes to how you treat workshop creators. Is there bad stuff? Yes. Is there good stuff? Yeah. In fact, there's so much good stuff, it really outweighs the bad. What I think happens is, when people see something good, they're like, yeah, that's pretty good, and then they move on. But when they see something bad, oh, you'll never hear the end of it. Their fists ball up, they clench their teeth, they get all red, furiously just, my workshop, my art style! And it's like, what the hell is your goddamn problem, man? That's not how you act. That's not how a normal person behaves. What's wrong with you? If you don't like something on the workshop, you know what you do? You click no thanks / not interested, and then you hit next item. That's it! That is the extent of what anyone should ever do when they don't like something. The fact that so many people go out of their way to just completely harass workshop creators, going as far to dox them or threaten them with violence, is just completely appalling to me. Like, who does that? Who gives you the authority to think, I don't like this thing, so I'm going to make sure not only everyone else knows it, but I'm going to make sure the creator knows it, I'm going to force my opinion onto these people. Guess what, buddy? That's not how it works. If you don't like something, all you can do is say, no thanks. That's it. Vote no. It's really not that difficult. And if you like something, vote yes, and then you move on. Workshop haters act like the people who contribute items to the Steam Workshop are literally the devil and Satan and all of his minions, and they do nothing but purposefully spend all of their free time and effort making shitty items on purpose. They really think that these people who probably are not doing it for any money, and they aren't earning anything, they're doing it purely of their own free will, their own free time, which is a very high commodity. They are sitting down on their computer for hours a day, maybe weeks, maybe months, sitting down, modeling, texturing, and submitting an item just for fucking Joe Normie to show up and be like, I do not like this. It does not fit my personal standards of the game. I'm not going to tell you what those are, nor am I going to submit and make my own items to show what I think looks good. I am simply going to say no, and then I am going to find the person that made this and I am going to kill them with a rock. Which is obviously really not how you should handle the situation. And you know, I'm not gonna sit here and pretend that workshop creators, like, I don't know, people at TF2 Emporium don't sometimes fuck with these people on purpose and make bad items just to tick them off. Like, yeah, I'm sure that happens, because people that do that are, like, insane and deserve to be made fun of. But be real with me. Really look me in the eyes and tell me, do you honestly think that the average workshop creators, do you think they just get together in a fucking underground Legion of Doom-esque hub area and just think to themselves, plotting around a table, how can we infect the TF2 Workshop even more? We must find a way to poison its community and everyone who enjoys it. We must make shitty hats. We must ruin everything. Like, that's not real. That's not how people act. And we all know what person really perpetrates that this behavior is okay to do. I'm not going to name any names. We all know. You got an idea of who I'm talking about. And the reason I think this negativity bias kind of overshadows the workshop is, years ago, if all this great stuff was added to the workshop, people would they'd go to the moon, they'd do backflips in their house, you'd get your dick sucked if you submitted something this good. But nowadays, I feel like people see something good and they're like, yeah, that's pretty good. And then they ignore it and they don't talk about it and they don't give it any, press or anything like that. So I think there's definitely some kind of negativity bias. Like, items that should be well received don't get the attention they deserve because people brush it off in a, yeah, that's pretty good statement. You know what I mean? People should be talking about how good it is, but they're so hyper fixated on things that they don't like that they're willing to overshadow and not even think about all the good things that are contributed to the workshop. So if all the good stuff gets overshadowed and all the bad stuff is what gets put forward in people's minds, then why are so many people seeing bad things? Did you know that your queue is specifically designed with things that you vote for, things that you liked, things that you wanted to get into the game, things that you regularly say yes to? So if your queue is full of dog shit items, what do you think you're doing? Are you purposefully hanging around stuff you don't like just so you have an excuse to get mad at something? Because I don't see any other reason why these people would still surround themselves with things that they don't like on purpose. You know what happens when I don't like something? I leave it alone. Because if I don't like it, why would I want to be near it? Why would I want to consume any part of it if I don't like any of it? So if I see a bad workshop item or something that I personally think sucks, I hit no thanks, and then guess what? I never see that item again because the Steam algorithm or whatever is like, oh, he didn't like that? Oh, okay, we'll not show him stuff like that anymore. That's how it works, in case you didn't know. So if you're seeing shitty things all over your workshop page, analyze yourself, bro. You might want to take a step back and think, am I putting myself through this on purpose? Am I a masochist? Because if you are so enraged that you're willing to threaten the lives of other people and make sure that people never want to touch this game again, because good job with that, by the way, because treating people who make things for free in their own spare time and telling them that they're not welcome is definitely the way to get our game into the good graces of the mainstream public. That's exactly what we want. But if you are willing to do all of that, then clearly you not only hate everyone that makes things for the game that you claim to love, you must hate yourself. You love torturing yourself with shitty items so that you can complain about how there are shitty items. How's your life at home? Someone hitting you, champ? You got something you need to talk about with me or a teacher or someone else in your life that you trust that you just can't get off your chest, so you gotta funnel that rage into complaining about TF2 items? And hey, look, if somehow I've completely missed the point about why we should tar and feather these people and then run them out of town, teach me. Please educate me about this, because I gotta ask, what's your end goal? What do you hope to accomplish when you've run every workshopper out of the community? What are you gonna have left? A negligent creator that doesn't give a rat's ass about what you did? If anything, they'll just be pissed off that you did it and they don't have any lifeblood to feed off of. What else you gonna have? 1,000 outsiders looking in on our dead game with a toxicity problem so bad no new blood will ever want to approach it with a 39.5-foot pole? If you get rid of everyone you don't like who contributes items, are you going to pick up the slack and learn how to model a hat or a gun? Are you and your one friend just going to move on and find something new to hate until you realize you hate TF2 and you don't want anything to do with it anymore? Open your eyes, man. This is all we're getting. We only get new hats and new maps, and if you don't like getting either of those, and you won't offer valid criticisms or a way to try to improve the experience for other people, then what do you have to offer other than uninformed hate? If you don't even like getting the kind of content that other dead games would still beg to have, then do you even like this game? Are you going to actually get involved with the mapping scene and playtest some maps, learn the process for modeling hats, check the wiki for submission guidelines, or make your own stuff that you can actually be happy with or proud of? Are you going to get off of your fat, lazy ass and actually try to learn about the people that make content for your game? Because the lead developers, they aren't going to do it. So you might as well get to know your new neighbors, man. Are you going to do anything that I just recommended? Or are you going to keep making every single person who likes this game and likes making things for it your enemy until there's nothing left to complain about until the servers shut down? I won't pretend like I haven't made uninformed rants before, but when I do those things and then eventually get put in my place by people who know what they're talking about, or, you know, my friends tell me that I should shut up and I hate everything, I change my outlook and try to have a more open-minded approach. I might still have some reservations in the back of my mind, but I won't jump to my keyboard at the first chance to complain. You know, I'm working on that still, but I'm working on improving myself behind the scenes so that I don't make myself look like a complete unlikable moron in public again. These toxic assholes have had their minds so deeply poisoned that they don't even know how to form their own opinions without regurgitating what their favorite YouTuber said. So I ask again, to everyone who spews out vitriolic hatred towards any and all workshop creators who make fucking virtual hats during holiday updates for a 17-year-old game, what is your end goal? Because if I'm really missing the big picture about why all of these workshop creators are the devil, I got another question to ask you. Why are you putting yourself through all this? Genuinely, if you don't like what's on the workshop, why do you keep looking at the workshop? Why do you hate it so much? Because you have the possibility that something you don't like will get into the game? Is that it? Are you angry about a possibility? Why are you putting yourself through all this misery? Are you a masochist? Do you get off on getting angry at TF2 items? What do you think's gonna happen when you tell someone that their very first item submission is dog shit and that they should never even try? Never try again. Never try to improve. Never try to see what you did wrong. You are bad from the get-go. Fuck off! Because what's really going to happen is that you're going to say that to them, they're going to laugh at you for being weird, then they're going to block you, tell all their friends to block you, and then they will never think about you again. So if you really do not like what is on the Steam Workshop, you have two options. Option 1, stop looking at the Steam Workshop if it hurts you so much. Option 2, when you see something you don't like, say no, offer a constructive criticism, and give them your thoughts about why you don't like it. Okay? Because saying no and saying, kill yourself, or posting that fucking image of Zesty Jesus with the lightning eyes, like, first of all, anyone who posts that, you're a fucking creep and a weirdo. Secondly, that is not the way to do anything. That is not how you have a discussion, okay? I don't know if maybe school failed you in basic communication skills, but when you don't like something, that's not how you convey that you don't like something, alright? So those are your two choices. Ignore it altogether, or state why you don't like it. And if you can't do either of those things, and you're really adamant, then you're not welcome here. No one wants you here. Go fuck yourself. And that's all I really have to say about that. So yeah, workshop creators, keep going. You're doing fine. You're gonna get it eventually. Maybe you already got it. Just shut out the haters, accept actual criticism from people you care about, and keep on doing what you love. My name is Waylon PK, and I'm gonna go fuck my wife. Have a good night, everybody.